Hey, it's Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law. I've got a little badge on today. This is a special Elder Law update. I was going to talk about heir representation today, but it's been a week. So I'm at Mercy Hospital right now. I wanted to talk about the unexpected. I wanted to talk about family. I want to talk about the importance of estate planning, especially foundational planning. I just gave a seminar last night to about 30 people in Cornelius at the yacht club there. And I was really hammering home the importance of foundational estate planning, general durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, the need to have those things in place during your life. We care about you more while you're alive than afterwards. You should care about yourself more. Our oldest son, we have 6 children, Steph and I. Our oldest son was sworn in Tuesday morning in Cleveland County as an attorney. So he's a new attorney. At the time, he had been dealing with what started out to be a leg infection, just starting with a bump on his knee. He could have gotten it from working out or anything, but some kind of infection. And I'm here with Jordan now, who's a brand new attorney, licensed to practice law. And his first day, Jordan, tell us about your first day practicing law.
Well, had a great swearing-in ceremony, and I went straight to the office, and my family helped me put the office together. And I had some pain in the leg, but I pushed through it and did the work that I needed to do. Did some consults with Brent, and I had a good time. But then that night I had to come to the hospital because the infection had spread all the way down the leg. But it feels good to be an attorney.
So, Jordan's first day as an attorney, you had gone to the emergency room the night before.
I did.
They had prescribed some antibiotics. You went to urgent care the day before that, and they prescribed weaker antibiotics.
I really wanted to get sworn in.
And you really wanted to get sworn in because it's the end of a long road to be an attorney, right?
I had wanted this for a long time.
And then probably about 11 o'clock,
Yeah,
you and your mom started talking talking to me, 11:30, about whether, what we should do. And yeah,
I got the fever and the infection spread down to the ankle, and I started getting a little worried.
yeah. So we went to the emergency room again, and they immediately started administering intravenous IVs, right?
I did.
So, it's been a tough week. I'm sure it's been scary for you.
Yes. I'm getting better though, but if I didn't, I don't have those documents in place right now.
Well, for me, you weren't getting better for a couple of days.
I was not.
And
Pretty worried yesterday.
we were scared because they kept giving you rounds. You'd had quite a few rounds of the liquid IV during the night and during the day.
2 days of oral antibiotics, and then basically 3 rounds of intravenous antibiotics, and my leg had been the same.
So there was no change until I guess I saw you yesterday morning, came over here,
Yeah.
then
They gave me something stronger.
put in a work day yesterday, and they started giving you something stronger yesterday
Yeah.
through the IV. And then
started working immediately, and they gave me the same thing overnight.
So I called him after the seminar, and I was driving over here. What? 8 o'clock, 8:30, something like that. And
Whenever you're late.
and when I came up, we looked at his leg, and the swelling was going down. And you said, "Hey, I think the swelling's going down."
And that redness, that heat, it was on fire, really. I'd noticed since Monday. And then it was red. I don't even really know how to describe it, but much more red than it is today.
And swollen. You had about
Yeah.
twice the size of a calf on one leg than the other leg, right?
My leg was twice as big.
Twice as big. So those are scary moments for you, I'm sure. I knew you were probably nervous about it. Because here's what's scary about modern medicine. Is what's the line of defense if the antibiotics don't work? What's behind that?
They try to give you stronger and stronger antibiotics, but if it can't, take the infection away, I really think that's where they start looking at surgery, possibly amputation.
Yeah, which is super, super scary. So that's what's been going through my head and maybe yours this week after your swearing in ceremony and being admitted to the hospital that night.
It could have been a prosthetic. Had a prosthetic.
That is super scary. And to think of our advanced medical technology, but if these one set of drugs don't work, these antibiotics, to fight the infection, there's nothing behind that line of defense, like zero. It's surgeries or amputations, which is crazy to me to think of just how unsophisticated we really are, how little we really know, or how little power we have
Well, I think
in affecting affecting things, right?
we're this complex system where your skin protects you, but if you get a little cut, these bacteria can get in, and they're pretty strong too.
Yeah, and we've succeeded in making them super strong by using the very good intended drugs,
Yeah.
antibiotics, right, that kill off the weak and make a much stronger herd, which is like MRSA, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So
I'd like to think I take pretty good care of myself too.
you do take great care of yourself.
So,
Work out every day, eat right.
but it doesn't mean I don't need those foundational documents.
I like how he keeps bringing back to the estate planning. He's a new attorney. But I'm going to tell you, as a father, and I know your mom too, your mom probably slept from 4 o'clock yesterday until this morning.
Yeah. I know you guys were passed out. I was passed out last night when you were here because I had slept like.
I watched you sleep for a while and
Yeah,
let the nurse come in.
Yeah, because I was stressed.
I know you're stressed, but you need rest. That's the best healer.
I slept until like 10 o'clock today.
Did you?
9 o'clock. Whenever you got here, I was pretty much sleeping at 2 o'clock.
Okay. Well, good. Good. That's good. I mean, I do an elder law update every Thursday at 10 o'clock, and I wanted to come by and see him. So I called him on the way over. I said, hey, I've got to do this elder law update, and I want to come straight over there to see you before I go to work. So, do you want to pop on and talk about something that's real life that people deal with every day, that I deal with, that families deal with? You want to talk about yesterday, there were times where, I couldn't help myself. It'd go through my head, and I'm sure it was going through yours. What if this doesn't take the right turn? What if it doesn't stop the infection? What if the infection continues to spread? Because if it did, I know what they'd be talking about. If they had if they pulled out every big gun they could and it didn't work with the antibiotics, then they'd be talking about, surgeries or amputations, which is, as a father, I'm sure as a patient, that's not a good thing to hear, right? But as a father, you've got your little boy, you're my buddy. That's tough. I tried to make it through and work yesterday, and I did that seminar last night, which the seminars are good for me because I'm just with a bunch of people and I can talk about something I really enjoy, estate planning, elder law. And it's like you're kind of in a different zone when you're doing that. So that was good. I had fun last night doing that seminar, but, those things are devastating and, to think about. And there's people out there that deal with tragedy every day. And that's just our life. It's the illusion of control. And I thought of, that's the real theme of the week. And really the message is, if you think you're in control of everything out there and everything that happens in your body and around the earth, and, you can control certain things. Like you control what you eat. You can control your exercise and, certain elements of your health. But there's so much going on that is way beyond our control. So, control is just an illusion. I mean, we can set the stage for success, but I think we waste our time. And I think I have wasted so much time in my life. Lots of people do that, just trying to control every little thing. And that's impossible. What I can control is coming over to see you, checking on you, going to work, making sure the bills are paid, helping people. I can control what I do. I think as someone out there, as a client, what you can control is making sure, certainly you do the fundamental health, take care of your fundamental health, but also, what I do, what Jordan does now that he's a licensed attorney, what our other attorneys do and our paralegals is help people put in place estate planning. And people think estate planning is about after we're gone. That's where they go, wills, trusts, things like that. But a ton of it is about taking care of yourself during your life. So a healthcare power of attorney is very important here. If Jordan was in a situation where he wasn't coherent, things had taken a super turn for the worse, then, I need to be able to step in and make those medical decisions for him. His mother needs to step in and make those medical decisions for him. So Jordan, one of the things we offer all our team members is a free estate plan, okay? All our employees, including our attorneys. So I want you to get with one of our attorneys, Sam or Brenton, okay? Because you're in both those offices being trained all the time. And get your estate planning, at least your foundational work, put in place when you get back to work, okay? You need to have a consult with them. Brenton did your mama's and my estate plan because we sat down with him. You're my backup agent. You're my successor agent on my powers of attorney, on our wills, right? Things like that. Trust, successor trustee. If something happened to your mom and I, your mom's my primary, right? You need a general durable power of attorney in place so that, if you were in a tough situation for a while, we would be able to make sure your bills were paid, make sure we took care of you. If we needed to do any further estate planning to protect you, we could do that, qualify for benefits, things like that, right? Because you never know what is around the next corner. You just never, ever know. And life is the best teacher. Life is the best illustrator of that. The things that happen all the time, our lack of ability to control. And we want to control. We really do. But really it's more like surfing, I think, right?
Yes.
There's a lot going on. You can just ride the wave, okay? And you can control what you do on the board, right? To a certain extent. But there's a lot of external factors, right? So you're going to get your plan in place.
Yes.
Right? And because if something would have happened, it would have put us in a tough situation, and you too.
And I wouldn't want that for you guys.
No. If people don't have agents on the healthcare power of attorney, the general durable power of attorney, puts them in situations where they have to go for guardianships, and they hire attorneys like us to go to court. And then everything you own is under a guardianship and under court oversight, which may not be the way you want it. And, especially if you're looking to save assets and qualify for benefits. General durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, living will, last will and testament. Then if you have assets, if you have children, grandchildren, I know you love them. I can tell you that because I've experienced that over the top this week. The things that creep into your head when you think one of them is hurt, or, talk about a lack of control. I want to get in there and fix it.
Yeah.
And I can't. And I'm like, if these drugs, if these antibiotics, the intravenous antibiotics they're giving you, don't start taking hold and working and making the swelling and infection go down, it's going to go somewhere, to the next level where I'm going to be in a panic, I'm going to be a wreck. Like, it's not a good feeling. So I know you love your children and your grandchildren. I love my family. And if you want to plan for them, plan to take care of yourself. But if you want to talk about protecting assets, you'd look at doing last wills and testaments. You would look at, if you wanted to avoid probate, probate's the only place they can place a claim on your assets. If you wanted to avoid probate, you'd look at doing trust to control assets and route them around probate. The only place a benefit can come back and collect your house, for example, is if it goes through the probate process at the courthouse and they file a claim on your probate estate, or without a will, estate administration, under the state's will, which is the statutes of intestate succession. So, if you're wanting to protect yourself and protect your assets and leave yourself open for long-term care benefits for assisted living or nursing home care, heaven forbid that happens. And I don't want that to happen. Jordan, do you want to go to a nursing home or an assisted living facility ever?
No.
Me either. But how much control do we have over that?
No.
Very little control. We can control our health as much as possible, but we're all going to age. And the facts are 70% of people over the age of 65 are going to need some type of long-term care during their lives. So setting up your assets with tools like trust, with tools like ladybird deeds to protect your home, keep control of your house, total control, but then be able to pass them to your children while still leaving yourself open for benefits to pay for assisted living and nursing home care. Those are the options that North Carolina just lays out on the table and gives you. Here's these options to protect yourself. The question is, are we taking advantage of those? Are we taking control of the things we actually can control, right?
No, you really are.
Because I know you're going to get back in the gym as soon as you can.
I will.
And I know you're going to eat the healthiest diet you can, right? You're going to get your estate plan in place, right? Those are the things that you can control, okay? Everything else, there's so much out there you cannot control. So if you find yourself or a loved one finds themselves in that position, we want to make sure that you're protected. You want to make sure that you have people in place in your life that you've appointed to handle your finances, to handle your legal affairs, to handle your healthcare affairs. Have the assets in a status where you can control them, they benefit you, but also under the rules for long-term care benefits, those are available to you. You can do that. We help people do that all the time. And I'm going to tell you, this is a good saying. A an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure? Have you ever heard that? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. That is appropriate here because we're in a hospital, in a medical setting, but also in an estate planning situation, planning ahead, the ounce of prevention is so much less costly, is so much easier, gives you so much peace of mind. It's an ounce of the effort that's worth a pound of cure. If you find yourself in the emergency situation and you're going to guardianships and then trying to petition the court to protect assets and qualify for benefits, it's a long, drawn out process. It's a costlier process with the attorneys. I can tell you because I am one, and that's what I do. So I preach all the time to the people of North Carolina to get your affairs in order, engage in estate planning, see an estate planning or elder law attorney. Elder law is simply a niche area of estate planning that has one eye on the long-term care piece heavily and really considers that. But we help people of all socioeconomic situations, different asset levels, different ages, deal with all kind of different situations. Special needs planning for special needs family members. We help with all that. It has been a week. It's Thursday, and I've left it on the table this week, and I know you have. I've gotten some good work done, and I've spent some good quality time with this guy who's been reading. What have you been reading?
It's just about the development of education and democracy.
What's it called? Summa Liberté?
Yes.
Summa Liberté. What's it about?
Democracy and education in America.
Yeah? Is it pretty good?
Yeah.
Interesting, enlightening?
It's good to get through here.
Yeah, not a light read. Okay. So, I love my family. I love my children. I know you love your family, your children, your grandchildren. I don't have grandchildren yet. I've got children that are old enough to give me grandchildren. They just haven't yet. So I don't know how I feel about being a grandfather, but I'm sure I'll love them when they come along. I'm Greg McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law, and this is the Elder Law Update. This is Jordan McIntyre with McIntyre Elder Law.
Should be back to work next week.
And he'll be back to work next week. They're talking about a hospital at home program where they'll hopefully be able to, you think, get you out of here today, maybe? Because he's taking a turn. Things have turned up. He's swelling starting to go down. Started last night. Get that redness gone and that, all that other stuff.
Yes.
Get you in good shape. And finish the medications. They'll come in and administer the IVs at home. And get you back at work next week, get you back to training, okay? And you shouldn't be scared of going to court or scared of anything else. That's light work, man.
Yeah.
That's nothing. People are scared of the wrong things, I mean, going into court, facing a judge, facing another attorney, those things, that's the job, And you're extremely intelligent. You're going to do an extremely great job at that. So, yeah. This is the scary stuff, This is the real stuff,
Yeah, it's scary to think that it can happen again.
That it could happen again?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about it, okay? So, I'm glad that I am here today and be able to be with you. I'm glad my boy has turned a corner last night and is going to be able to come home. And if you or your family needs any help getting your affairs in order, I would be glad to help you. Our attorneys, our office, we have an entire firm devoted to you across Western North Carolina, in Charlotte, Shelby, my hometown, and Hendersonville, North Carolina. I love all those places. And Jordan's at Mercy in Charlotte today. So I'd offer a free consult You can access that free consult by calling 1-888-999-6600 or by scheduling directly on our calendar at any of those offices. Go to mcelderlaw.com/scheduling. And I know Morgan and Bree, thank you for helping me produce this on the back end. They're back at the office, but they're putting comments in with they're putting comments in with the link to the scheduling page and the phone number, those things. So we'd be glad to see you and your family and your loved ones and make sure that you have everything squared away, whether it's planning ahead or you're in an emergency. We can handle all those things. I think we handle life. I handle life both personally. Sometimes it handles me. But anyway, control what you can control. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you always for sharing a little piece of my life and my journey. And thank you, Jordan, for being open and talking about it. You know? Yeah. I love you, son. Yeah. See you guys. See you next week, where we'll pick back up with our regularly scheduled topic, air representation.